What is up, Stacking Ohana? This is Aloha Stacker, and welcome back to the channel and another video. And in today's video, I found this article called World's Oldest Coin Factory Discovered in China. It's confirmed that the 2,600-year-old mint could rewrite the history of money. So let's go ahead and take a look at this article. So these are actually shaped coins unearthed at the site of an ancient bronze foundry in China's Henan province and are the oldest known Chinese metal currency and possibly first in the world, at least that we've discovered so far. So this was published today. It was written by Jillian Kramer. So archaeologists excavating the remains of Guangzhou, an ancient city in China's eastern Henan province, have discovered what they believe is the oldest known coin mint, where miniature shovel-shaped bronze coins were mass-produced some 2,600 years ago. Their research, published today in the journal Antiquity, gives weight to the idea that the first coins were minted not in Turkey or Greece, as long thought, but in China. The walled and moated city of Guangzhou was established about 800 BC, and its foundry, where bronze was cast and beaten into ritual vessels, weapons, and tools, opened in 770 BC, according to Hao Zhao, an archaeologist at Zhengzhou University and the paper's lead author. But it wasn't for another 150 years that workers began minting coins outside the southern gate of the inner city. So here is a photo of the archaeological site right here. They've been excavating this site since 2011, uncovering workshops and hundreds of pits used for foundry waste. Workers began minting spade coins here sometime between 640 BC and 550 BC. That is quite amazing. So moving down, we says, using radiocarbon dating, the team determined the mint began operating sometime between 640 BC and no later than 550 BC, while other research has dated coins from the Lydian Empire in what is now Turkey to as early as 630 BC. Zhao notes that the earliest mint known to have produced Lydian coins dates to sometime between 575 BC and 550 BC. The Guangzhou Mint, Zhao says, is currently the world's oldest known securely dated minting site. During their excavation, the researchers found 2 spade coins which look like shrunken versions of the gardening tool and dozens of clay molds used to cast them. One coin was in near perfect condition, just shy of 6 inches long and about 2.5 inches wide. The bronze coin weighed about 27 grams or less than 6 sheets of standard size computer paper. And here's where Guangzhou is located in China, so it looks like it's pretty far south of Beijing, somewhere kind of middle of the country. So here's a photo representation of the sprue, the core, the cavity, core pin, and outer mold. So this is basically the molding device, and then then you got the sprue for the molten bronze. I guess this is like a side view, core pin, cavity. So, and then here is a picture of the actual devices that they found. It shows the boundary line between the core, head, and body, the head, the body, the CB top thickness, the core pins, and the batch mark. So that's pretty cool. To mint a spade coin, craftsmen made 2 outer molds and the core out of clay, then carved the cavity and the sprue, a channel for pouring the molten metal, in diagram A, which is up here. The molds were then bound together with cord and core pins and inserted to create a thin void. So strong evidence, not proof. Coins are often found bundled together and completely lacking any of the original context of their production or their use, says Bill Maurer, a professor of anthropology at the University of California, Irvine, and director of Institute of Money, Technology, and Financial Inclusion. But in this case, you've got the whole mint, and you've got the casts that were used. The completeness of the discovery is what's remarkable, says Maurer, who was not involved in the research. Finding both coins and their molds is what allowed the researchers to use radiocarbon date the mint, lending weight to the assertion that it's the oldest known in the world. Coins are typically discovered isolated or hoarded away from where they were made, stashed in the rafters of a house or buried in the hole of the ground. Moore says, completely divorced from any sort of context that you can definitely say that was associated with the coins themselves. If such coins are found with evidence of fire damage, researchers can radiocarbon date them, but they won't be sure if that burning has anything to do with the time period during which the coin was used, Maurer explains, or if the coins were instead burned in a haphazard fire. But here you've got a foundry, which is full of carbon residue associated with the production of the item itself, Maurer says, which can prove how old the coins and mint actually are. George Selgin, director of the Center of Monetary and Financial Alternatives at the Cato Institute, says that while the discovery is impressive, it does not change our basic understanding of when the first coins were produced, and it doesn't necessarily mean that China did it first. That's because while this research proves how old the particular Chinese mint and the coins are, it doesn't definitely conclude that the Chinese remnants are older than the Lydian coins, often cited as an alternative starting point for coinage, says Selgin, who was not involved in the research. Trader taxes. Zhao and his team speculate that the mint's location close to the presumed seat of the official city administration could signal that minting activities were at least acknowledged by the local government, but they hasten to add the conclusions can yet be drawn. Political involvement in Spain coin production remains an issue for further research, they wrote. There were two prevailing theories about the origins of money, that it was created so that the merchants and customers could barter, or so that governments could collect taxes and debts. Maurer says that while the discovery proves nothing, what it demonstrates in the routinization and the standardization and the mass production of these items associated with the political center lends weight to the hypothesis that anthropologists and archaeologists have long held that money emerged primarily as political technology, not an economic technology. So this is the article. This is pretty neat. This is a pretty old discovery, and let me know what you think. Do you think that money was used for economics initially, or used for political activity? Was it used so that governments could collect taxes, or was it economic barter so you wouldn't have to trade a pig for a hen? Let me know what you think. This is a pretty interesting article. It's neat. It's cool that we still find things like this every day and all the time. So with that, I want to say thank you very much and have a wonderful, wonderful day.